going old school today as we review Transformers Generation 1 Grimlock. Everybody's favorite Dinobot and my personal favorite. I'm not reviewing animated, I'm not reviewing classics. This time I'm reviewing a 20 plus year old, very good condition Dinobot. And you have Grimlock, as we're doing the 360 before the review. He's in pretty good condition, considering that he's, again, 20 plus years. And, yep, I like this. In fact, I like this better than the animated series, and kind of like this better than the classics. Okay, everybody's favorite Dinobot, Grimlock. Just a few bio on Grimlock. It was actually made by Wheeljack together with the other two Dinobots. He was fashioned when Spike was educating and teaching some of the Autobots about dinosaurs, and Wheeljack and Ratchet had the idea of making a Dinobot. And Season 1, Grimlock was slow and plodding, and he kind of like was more brawn than brain, as he's always been. And Grimlock also was kind of like more of a slow, but his brawn and firepower compensated for his lack of wisdom and reason. Season 2 saw Grimlock as more of a no-nonsense, I want it my way kind of a robot. Especially when he was featured on Dinobot Island. And so as Dinobots. Season 3 saw, which was probably after the movie, he kind of became more childish rather than more brawny. And he kind of like talked more using his Dinobot mode, using this mouthpiece rather than being a robot. If you can notice and recall the 1986 Transformers the movie, he kind of like acted like a kid. He had to be drawn up from his mouth whenever he had to go, went up the shuttle, and always wanted to be with Cup because he was so interested with all the war stories of Cup. And after the movie on Season 3, he was more, became more interesting about Grimlock because he was like always, kind of like a kid, as I was saying. Also, Grimlock, the irony of Grimlock, he was the one who made the Technobots and Computron, one of the most intelligent of the Transformers and the Gestalt combiners. And this is Grimlock. Now, the comics series had a different twist on Grimlock. Grimlock was more second in command after Optimus Prime was killed on the series on Marvel. Let's just take a look at this. I have a book bind of all the comics that I had. I had a bookmark on what I wanted to show you guys. So, in this portion over here, was when Grimlock was talking to Wheeljack, and in this portion over here, they wanted to capture the mechanic. The mechanic was a person who used some of the parts of Ratchet, his scalpel, and Grimlock ordered Blaster and Goldbug to capture the mechanic. And as the story goes, they didn't really like the way Grimlock led the Autobots. And moving forward, there are a lot of pages there. And he was more of a feared commander, and his sidekicks were obviously the Dinobots. And in this portion over here, Grimlock was so aghast and so against the headmasters, he didn't like the idea of humans controlling the Transformers, as seen over here. And if you watched some of the Generation 1 Grimlock reviews, especially Dynasis or Silverbolt, there was a portion where Grimlock and Blaster had a face-off, as the Cybertronian code would have it. So he was mentioning about the faction of two sides. Let me just refer to you that page over there. And yeah, this was most of the Generation 1 Transformers who rode with Grimlock on the spaceship. And as you can see, you have Ratchet and some of the other Dinobots and Swoop, and you have Air Raid, and then Cosmos and Gears, all the other Transformers. And Blaster's side was together with Fortress Maximus and other Headmasters and Target Masters. They had a face-off, and as you can see over here, and they were also ambushed by the Decepticons, which became which made the truce on Grimlock and Blaster. And after a short while, they just had a truce. And after that, Grimlock says, "Me rather smash Decepticon than Autobots anyway." That's what he said. And that was the start of the end of the commanding Dinobots. And after this one, the Autobots had a mission to transform Optimus Prime to the Headmasters. And as you can see, Transformers. No, sorry, that's a Power Master. So going back to Grimlock over here. This is Generation 1 Grimlock. One, as I was saying, of the most popular Generation 1 Transformers. One of the most popular Dinobots, so to say. Now let's review the alternate mode. As I was saying, this is a 20+ year figure, and it's still in A1 pretty good condition. You can still see some of the repro labels on the chest, on the front, on the legs, and even on the back of portion over here. Okay, it's very good. I like this alternate mode because you can actually have a clear and neck piece and a back piece and some of the chest, and that is pretty good. You know, I like this figure. Now to transform Grimlock, it's pretty easy. You just split the tail. Oops. Sorry about that, Grimmy. Split that. Turn that around. Yeah, over there. After that, push the legs, which become the hands. After that, put that back portion. Oh yeah, you have to take off that. And out pops his head, revealing his torso and his chest. And move that a bit, and just use that. Yep. And there we have Generation 1 Grimlock, the original Grimlock, one of my favorites. This one can be taken out. So, guys, if you see him, I suggest you pick him up. If you still see him, I see him on eBay. You know, if you can find him, I suggest you pick this classic piece, vintage. He's gonna be worth a lot in coming years. Yeah, I love this figure. Although he has just a little articulation over there. Very brick Autobot. But having Grimlock is always a winner for me. I love this figure. Okay, and that's about it. This is a quick review of one of my favorite Transformers, Generation 1, Grimlock, leader of the Dinobots. Okay guys, thank you so much for viewing my review. Thank you so much for all the subscribers and friends who continually watch my small and simple reviews of Transformers. Until then, this is Ryan, and I hope to see you around. God bless you all.